Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dewi Sustiawati. My student ID number is 38100067. I'm from class 336801. I made this video for Project 2 Final Test Classroom Management. So, in this presentation, there are two parts. The part 1 has three materials. The first one is teaching tolerance. Teaching tolerance in the context of classroom management plays an important role in sustaining harmony in the classroom. The tolerance referred to in the teaching of tolerance is to avoid social justice, oppose discrimination, respect differences in the ethnicity, religion, race, and so on. Teaching the values of tolerance to every student can create an attitude of the student tolerance. Students appreciate diversity and other students feel valued and respect each other's differences. This approach aims to reduce prejudice, create a safe and comfortable classroom environment, encourage positive interactions between students from different backgrounds. Here are ways to teach students to be tolerant. The first one is teach respect. Teaching respect to a student isn't easy. Opinions, views, and experiences that students think are different from their own aren't an excuse for bullying or and suppressions. Give an understanding to all students that whatever opinions, views, or experiences are different, the degree of each student remains the same. The second is create a safe, open discussions. This discussion aims to make communications respectful. These discussions are on topics such as race, gender, religion, and other differences. Ensure that students make non-disparaging comments and avoid interrupting. Guide this discussion so that it goes well and doesn't cause the divisions. The third is seeing other perspectives. Use positive affirmations to reassure students that things are different from one another rather than blaming their views or opinions. Many of their actions are influenced by their upbringing and norms. If what they feel is different from someone else, then that doesn't make it right or wrong. This is where the teacher's role is to teach them to see another perspective. The last is prevent the seeds of intolerance. Small intolerance will become bigger and bigger over time. Stop it from becoming a habit. Teachers explain what the nature of tolerance is and teach students to dare to reprimand their friends who appear intolerant. The next material is helping students handle anger, frustration, and aggression. Student angers, frustration, and aggressions are often encountered by teachers while in the classroom or during teaching and learning activities. Anger, frustration, and aggression arise in response to different situations. But don't misinterpret that they are all the same. It has a different definition. Anger is an emotional state that can range in intensity from the slight annoyance to extreme anger and fury. And it's frequently accompanied with psychological and hormonal change. Anger can develop from frustration, which is a quiet emotion that accumulates inside and rarely gets out. And aggressions is the hostile or violent behavior or attitude towards another, uh, readiness to attack or confront. And common behaviors related to the student's aggressions. The first one is verbal aggressions. involves emotional outbursts where aggressive students verbally attack their classmates, teacher, and others. Usually, depending on the age of the students, action range from teasing, bossness, belittling their friends to making threats. There is also swearing, sarcasm, and arguing constantly. Mm, Next is physical aggressions. Uh, Physical aggressions can be more severe than verbal aggression because it's destructive and alarming. Students in trouble often resort to biting, spiting, throwing things around, hitting, and kicking. Students' physical aggression is often directed at one or more people. This is rooted in dislike for other students. And the last is vandalism, includes destructions of property and theft, such as one student damaging or stealing another student's personal belongings or classroom items, and other students taking out his or her aggression on school property or school grounds. This aims to cause the desired reaction of the troubled student. And ways to teach students to positively express their anger, frustration, and aggressions. The first one is teach problem-solving skill. The teacher invites students to think about how to find a way to solve the problem that triggers their anger, frustration, and aggression. Solve the problem in a calm state. Then, evaluate their own actions. The second is build emotional intelligence. Teach students a positive way to express their anger by using the I statement method. I statement is a type of language that focuses on the speaker's own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. The I statement was created by Thomas Gordon, an American psychologist in the 1960s. For example, I don't like when you do that to me. I'm upset. I don't like when you do that to me. I'm upset because blah 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 blah. By using statements, students are able to express their own perspective without taking or blaming the other person. The next is share basic anger management techniques, like take 3 breaths before speaking or acting when angry. Uh, this is used to reduce anger so that the brain doesn't experience stress. And counting to 10. This can prevent students from counting their anger to focus on the count. Afterwards, have the student imagine a peaceful and calming pictures and tell themselves, don't do this should don't be done. And the last is telling students to calm down. At the first sign of anger, teachers immediately tell the students to move away from the trigger of the anger and calm down. It can be to the corner of the classroom or out of the garden to reduce tensions or relax their mind. And the last material is this disruptive behavior. Disruptive behavior is an activity that hinders the teaching and learning process of the student, other students, and the teachers. Disruptive behavior is an issue that often found in every classroom. This behavior can threaten normal teaching and learning in the classroom. Example of disruptive behavior. The first one is speaking when it isn't their turn. Students continually interrupt their classmates or teacher by checking at random and without permission, disrupting the discussion or the flow of learning. The second is making excessive noise and disturbance. Students chat with the other students while studying with a lot of noise and make noise that can make it difficult for other students to uh, conce- concentrate while listening to the teacher's explanation. The third is using handphones with when it's not the time. A student using handphones in class to play games, open social media, or chat can make it unfocused on learning activities. Fourth is using the respectful language. A student using the respectful language toward teachers or classmates, insulting or making jokes and comments containing insult and ridicule creates a hostile classroom environment. The last is disobeying the rules. Some students refuse to abide by class or school rules and challenge the teacher's authority. This makes the teacher pay more attention to the problem student and end up neglecting the other students. And these are strategies for managing disruptive behavior. The first one is provide positive reinforcement. Providing positive reinforcement, such as in the form of praise, or appreciation for good behavior during class, will encourage students to enhance its better behavior. The second is create interesting learning methods. Often disruptive habits arise from boredom during learning activities. Therefore, it's important for teachers to choose what learning methods are suitable and look interesting and fun for their students. The last is make a written agreement or contract during learning. Apply a written agreement or contract containing rules of conduct with the aim of disciplining students. Include rewards or sanctions for those who do good things and disrupt the class. And the part two, solving the problem. The problem one, Mirs Johnson is a fifth grade teacher who has been teaching for over 10 years. This year, she has a student named Alex who frequently displays aggressive behavior. Alex often interrupts lessons, talks back to the teacher, and sometimes even becomes physically aggressive towards his classmates. Mirs Johnson has tried various strategies to manage Alex's behavior, such as setting the clear rules and consequence, positive reinforcement for good behavior, and speaking with Alex privately to understand the root of his aggression. However, despite her efforts, Alex's behavior hasn't improved significantly. The question is, what classroom management techniques can Mirs Johnson implement to address Alex's aggressive behavior? Provide at least three specific strategies and explain how each one could help improve the situation. And the answer is the classroom management techniques can Miss Mirs Johnson implement to address Alex aggressive behaviors is the first one is teaching self-soothing techniques. To counter his emotions, teach Alex to calm himself down by practicing deep breathing, such as breathing in using your nose and out through your mouth. This is used to prevent Alex's aggression from arising. And the second techniques is I statement. An I statement is a type of language that focuses on the speaker's own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. For example, Instead of shouting, "You are annoying," while physically attacking his friends, he might try and say, I feel annoyed when you blah blah blah. Or instead of interrupting the lesson or replying to the teacher, he might say, I don't like or bored with Miss Johnson methods. This helps to communicate how he feels without resorting to aggression. And the last is focus on being kind. Focus on Alex when he does positive action or behavior, even if they are simple. Give him direct praise when he helps a classmate or successfully follows instruction while, while studying. This positive affirmation makes Alex feel proud when he does something good. The problem too, Mr. Smith is a 7th grade math teacher who has noticed that several students in his class frequently engage in off-task behavior during lessons. These students often daydream, chat with classmates, or use their phones instead of focusing on their work. Despite Mr. Smith's attempts to redirect their attention and provide engaging activities, the problem persists. This off-task behavior is disrupting the learning environment and affecting the overall performance in the class. The question is, what strategies can Mr. Smith use to increase on-task behavior and decrease off-task behavior? Provide at least uh, 3 specific strategies and explain how each one could help address the issue. And the answer is the strategies Mr. Smith can use to increase on task behavior and the decrease of task behavior in his classroom. The first one is offering several forms of learning methods that students can choose. Mr. Smith can prepare various options for learning methods such as discussion with peers, group learning activities, and demonstration methods involving calculating and measuring tools. These options can be offered before the presentation of the material. The second is provide prize or reward that motivates students. Mr. Smith must hold the reins of the class in his hand. When students do their assignment on time, Mr. Smith gives a prize such as "Good job, kids. This is what I expected." And also during the question and answer sessions, Mr. Smith says that there will be a award for each student who can answer the questions. This can motivate students to listen to Mr. Jimin's explanation. The last is implement clear consequence. Before class starts, Mr. Smith must communicate what behavior are prohibited in his class, such as not listening to the teacher's explanation, talking to his friend, and playing mobile phones. There will be consequence for each student's of tax behavior. The consequence should deter the students. And problem 3, Miss Brown is an 8th grade English teacher who is facing challenge with a student named Jake. Jake frequently exhibits disruptive behavior in class, such as talking out of turn, making inappropriate comments, and distracting other students. Despite Mr. Brown's attempts to manage the behavior through verbal warning and sitting change, Jake's behavior has not improved. This disruptive behavior is affecting the learning environment and making it difficult for other students to concentrate on their work. The question is, what specific strategies can Ms. Brown implement to manage Jake's disruptive behavior? Provide at least 3 strategies and explain how each one would help address the issue? The answer is, these are specific strategies that can Ms. Brown implement to manage Jake's disruptive behavior. The first one is make a learning contract in class. Ms. Brown has to take an agreement with all her students, including Jake, about what is and is not allowed in her class. If anyone violates, there will be sanctions to be given, or if more than 3 times violence, it will be put into counseling. Miss Brown made sure Jake promised not to repeat his bullying behavior again after reading the learning contract. And the second is involving Jake in learning activities. Miss Brown made sure Jake was involved in learning activities such as being a prop or setting up the projector during presentations. It's when students are involved in learning activities that they are less likely to show disruptive behavior. And the last is be firm and provide understanding the impact of his behavior. Miss Brown should be firm when Jake is being disruptive, but not by yelling. Miss Brown should choose words that can make Jake obey and respect what she says, and then give Jake the understanding and his behavior is detrimental to all parties and hinders learning. This helps Jake develop his self-awareness and emotional regulations. And that's all from me. Thank you for watching and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.